Alright guys, welcome to the channel. I'm Who's Your Marine Mac. My friends call me Mike. If you're one of the women in my life, you don't call me at all. The reason for this video today, it's a little off from what I normally post, but we normally do like gaming stuff here on this channel. The reason for this video is I want to make a response video to a popular streamer named Asmongold, one of my favorite content creators at this moment. But he's been saying some stuff that it's kind of concerning to me. It's something that I kind of feel needs to be addressed, and if not for maybe starting a dialogue with him, if not just for that, then just for me to vent it and let it be known that I did my part to at least get the word out. Um, I'll share the video or a small clip of it, but it's something that he's been sharing this opinion on military recruitment numbers, and he has like this philosophy of why it may be on the upward trend, and I feel like his reasoning it's off base. But not only that, I feel like as a service member, it's very disrespectful, and um, honestly, if I don't say something, I'm gonna be I'm gonna resent him for it. So I gotta say something just so I can at least enjoy his content from this point forward. Because I am a fan. I am a fan of Asmongold. I think he's one of the most reasonable, popular streamers out there at the moment. Like, he's not the most reasonable person out there. Like, let's be real. Like, there's way better people that exist in this planet. But as far as like the popular faces out there, he's one of the top ones. And um, credit where credit's due. I think he deserves a lot of praise for the things he does and the things he speaks about. But in this matter specifically, I think it needs to be addressed. And hopefully he sees this. Hopefully we can open a dialogue about it, and we can hopefully, I mean, maybe not, but hopefully we can maybe change some opinions. I know he has a very negative look on the military, or at least in regards to the reason why it exists. And I guess he has voiced that he's against the military-industrial complex, which is fine. I don't think anybody really is a fan of war, but if we got to be real with ourselves, like, there's a reason why it exists, and there's a reason why our country is where it is today. And without it, we'd be speaking Chinese or something. And I'm okay with that. I'm fine with that. I've done my part, as you guys can tell. But I wish I could have done more. I think everybody that has served can always say that. But anyway, getting back to the video, there's a lot of nuance to this. There's a lot of things that need to be considered when trying to get a full picture of the of what is being spoken about. But he seems to think that the reason for the recruitment numbers being on the upward trend as they are lately is because of Pete Hegseth being the words are escaping me. Head honcho, the guy that's fucking in charge of the military. I can't think of the office at the moment. Um, he seems to think that he is the reason that recruitment numbers are on the upward trend. I don't agree with that. As someone that maybe I'll show the video first, and then I'll give context after the fact. We'll do that here. Let's just jump into the video. All right, so this just came out, and I have to say it's not that he just said this. He said it multiple times in different variations. This is just kind of like the last time I want to hear it. And as you guys can tell, I already disliked the video. I do that as soon as I hear one thing I don't like, I just dislike the video, just on principle. The rest of the video could be a banger, but if there's one thing I don't like, I gotta dislike it, because this is enough for me to just not watch the rest of it. It's like one of those things that I draw the line, and otherwise I'm a huge fan of his content. But here's a segment of the video. We're gonna watch it real quick. Let me move my ugly face out of the way. There you go. Hopefully that's better. Hopefully you guys can hear it. This is gonna be recorded in one session, so I'm not really good at editing. So we're just gonna hopefully get it all in one good take.
And we have no choice but to get a lot of the people that came in because they were not the best people. They were, in many cases, very bad people. We're getting them out. We're getting them out very fast. We're bringing them back to where they came from. We have no choice. After years of military recruiting shortfalls, enlistments in the U.S. Armed Forces are now the highest in 30 years because there is such an incredible spirit in the United States of America. We have
I love
tremendous
how
spirit
people are
again.
surprised by that. Like, people are surprised. Yes, big surprise that whenever you have the guy leading the military who has a tattoo of the Crusades on his arm, that you're going to have more people that want to join the military. Because guess the kind of people that like joining the military? Yeah, oh, I wonder.
About a year.
All right, so I don't think he even listened to what President Trump said there. Speaking of the spirit in this country, we lost so much pride in this country when we had President Biden in our office leading the ship, and I don't think this is where the nuance comes in. I don't think Asman or Zach understands that a lot of people watched the news when we withdrew from Afghanistan and we left our allies behind, and no one lost their job because of that. The only person that did was a Marine lieutenant colonel that voiced his opinion against it, and he still has yet to get his office or his commission reinstated. Maybe it has been. I haven't really been following him too closely, but I think his name was Lieutenant Colonel Stuart Scheller, I think it was. But he's the only person that I know that lost his job because of that withdrawal. And when that happens, and you see that there's no accountability for anything that this administration does, and they can literally break laws and commit crimes, and the only people that are held accountable are some lance corporal that gets his legs blown off in Afghanistan when it's supposed to be a withdrawal, or we've got hundreds of Afghani civilians that are just laid out on some tarmac by some terrorist fucker. And like when we watch that, we watch all the havoc just unfold in front of us, and it's like it's always our ass on the line, and then our administration never has any accountability for it, or no one's losing their jobs as a result. No one's, in fact, even when the then sitting president Biden, sleeping president, when he was in office, he couldn't even be bothered to pay respects to the people that are having their bodies brought back from the events. Like, how do you see that and say, hey, I'm gonna go and sign up right the fuck now? I'm gonna make sure that when I die, I'm forgotten. Like, if when you sign your name on that line to serve your country, to serve others, you fully expect, or at least accept, the fact that there is a possibility that you may not come home as a direct result of orders that you're given or orders that you carry out on your own. Like that, you may be in a position of leadership at that point. You fully expect that, when that happens, there's this implication that someone's going to have your back. Someone's going to bring you home. Whether you're alive or not, you're not going to get left there on that battlefield. When Biden was in office, there was no assurance that any of that would possibly happen. We left our allies over there, for God's sakes. We still have them over there. They're still dying. And I don't understand how people can sign up then and think that that was okay. Like, now we have a person in office that we already had in office, and that's okay. So backtracking a little bit. There's more nuance to this, at least for my situation, and for everybody's situation is different. So there's always going to be nuance with this. But when I joined, I was just at the tail end of Obama being the sitting president. We just had Trump come in office. I saw how his leadership was benefiting the military, and how, as even a lonely lance corporal or a lowly lance corporal, like I was a very junior Marine when he was in office, or just coming into office, and I'm seeing all these benefits that are kicking my way, and it's like incentivizing me to do a good job and to care about what I'm doing. Not that I needed it, because I joined the military to to do the job that nobody wanted to do, because I thought it was important to this country and to the people I care about, and I wanted to protect that. I wanted to protect this way of living so that the next generation can have something to look forward to that's worth looking forward to. And you know, think what you will, like I don't have any Crusade tattoos on me. I got a couple pimples here, but that's about it. Like I don't have any of that fucking macho man, like, you know, Pete Hegseth kind of bravado that, you know, Asmongold seems to think that most military members have. I find it very disrespectful when he says that kind of stuff, because to me it just kind of generalizes me into the category of just being a meathead jock bully kind of personality. Most, if not all, of the people that I served with fit in the category of where Asmon is at. Like, he's a very intelligent. He's an intellectual. He has his own opinions. He's very intelligent. No one can take that away from him. No one can say he's not. He plays like he's an idiot, which, you know, everybody is in their own right. But um, he doesn't seem to understand that, like, we're just like him. Talking about the Crusades tattoo. Okay, fine, whatever. So maybe a few people have that, but out of the people I've seen, most, if not all, the people I had were completely nerds. Like, they had Magic the Gathering tattoos all over them. They've got like a Hello Kitty on their fucking chest. They've got a rooster on their knee, so like they could say that their cock touches their knee or something. Like, they're just like really stupid people, and like just funny guys. You know, like it is what it is. And then I think the coolest one I saw was like a Halo like legendary logo, like with the skull and like the shield with the cross swords. Like, that was pretty cool. But yeah, like most people in the military are, for lack of a better word, out of shape. They're not like these LeBron James type of characters that he seems to think that we are. Like, look at me. Like, I'm reasonably in shape, but I'm still fat and out of shape. I'm, you know, very similar to Asman. Like, well, maybe not. He owns his mom's house. I live in my mom's house, as you guys can tell, with a bunk bed. But, you know, like, it just, for me, it's very disrespectful when I hear his opinion on the military, because unlike me, he has a voice. His voice carries weight, because he's got millions of people that watch him all the time. And, you know, if he's going to be saying that kind of stuff about the military, I feel like he's just putting more false, maybe not false information, but maybe uneducated information out there, because he hasn't served, and his dad did serve, but a very long time ago. It's a different time. Like, a lot has happened since then, and a lot of nuances too. Like, I'm sure when his father served, he can tell him all these stories about when he was in the army and all, or I think he was in the army, whatever his dad did in the military. He could tell him stories all day long, but it has nothing to do with what's going on today. In fact, a lot of things I'm comparing myself to aren't really relevant now, because I've been out of the military for three or 4 years now. I think 4 years. But, you know, at least when I was in during the downtime, so I knew how bad things were getting and why they were going the way that they were. And, you know, COVID certainly didn't help that. People were going in, finding out that they couldn't go anywhere under the COVID quarantine procedures, and they literally were locked down and confined to quarters. And then, lo and behold, if you don't get your jab or your vaccination, which is against your religious ideologies or just convictions as a person, it didn't matter. If you didn't get the jab, you're getting kicked out anyway. So it's like, you look at that and say, like, okay, well, I'm going to do this. I want to join the military when they're fucking forcing me to get stuff that I don't want to get put in my body and stuff. It's like, it's unreal. So, like, there's a lot of nuance to this, obviously, and I'm going to keep on saying that, but I just want to drive the point home that I feel like when he makes these, I don't even know if the word is right, but assertions, or like when he makes these points of like why the military is the way it is, I feel like he's just speaking from a place of ignorance, and I feel like he already has a bias towards not liking the military. Of course, you know, look at him. He enjoys all the things that it does for him, and you know, that's what we do it for. We do it so everybody can enjoy freedom, say what they want to say. But when you're saying things that make us seem like fucking jocks and idiots and meatheads, like, I gotta draw a line, man. And I know it's not his intentions. He's a nice guy. I think he's a reasonable person. But when it comes to it, every time he says something about the military in that way, it's like a megaphone, and it just gets broadcasted out to the masses, and everybody just takes that and rides with it. Because the average viewer is probably just some younger guy, probably isn't a military service member or has no idea of what the military is even like. So like the average viewer for him, or maybe they're not even from the same country, like they have no idea how American politics or how anything goes in the over here in the United States. His average viewer doesn't fully understand the full picture, and you know, I like to see myself as a big fan of his, and I'd like to maybe have my, maybe not my influence, but my outlook on this situation taken a little bit more seriously, because I mean that's the whole point of this video. I want it to be known that I have a problem with this, and then I just can't be alone here. Like when people say things about the military in a negative way, how am I not going to get offended by that? Because I did my part. I did my part. I served my time, and the way it's being portrayed is like that's not why I did this. That's not why I left the military. That's not why I joined the military. Like, so when I come across some random stranger, they've maybe seen an Asmongold video and seen his hot takes of like why the military is the way it is. They'll just take that idea and run with it. So when they come across me, they already have a negative connotation of me. I don't think that's fair. Like, and also let's be fair. He went back and apologized to some Islamic people that got offended over stuff. It's like, how can you not share that same I guess open-mindedness to your fellow Americans that serve your country? Like I don't know. Maybe I'm just taking this out of proportion. Maybe I'm just getting a little upset over nothing. But I've heard his takes on this multiple times, and this is only one video reference. This is crazy, or this is fucking crazy video. It's the first time he's this isn't the first time. I'm sorry. This isn't the first time he's shared this sentiment about the military, and I have a feeling it's not going to be the last. And it is just a shame, because when I see him have these hot takes, it just makes me not want to watch the rest of the video. And if that keeps happening, I'm not going to watch any of his videos. And it's just sad, because he's like the only outlet for all this stuff that I'm going through. Like I see all the stupid shit on social media, and I see Asmongold's video come up. I'm like, thank God somebody with reasonable like ideas and opinions comes on, and I can actually feel entertained. And he's actually not a completely lost cause when he's talking. He actually has some jokes and stuff too, so it's like entertaining on that alone. But it's getting harder to watch the more he shares his sentiments on the military. Especially since he hasn't served. I don't feel like I know everybody is like a keyboard warrior at heart, and like even right now I'm doing my own little fucking version of it, but it's like I feel like it needs to be moderated to a degree. Like especially if you're going to be speaking as the voice of authority, which he does. He seems to portray himself as the voice of authority on this matter. And in fact, in many other videos, I'm not going to go through it. It was like maybe a month or so ago that he shared like 3 or 4 videos with the same sentiment. I mean, if I need to, probably are receipts. They're on his channel, so feel free to go and check out his channel and watch all of his videos. But yeah, the fact that he keeps on saying these things, it's demoralizing to me. It makes it harder for me to enjoy anything that he puts out from this point forward. And like, granted, like I'm still gonna watch his shit, but it's like the same issue I had with like Angry Joe. Like it's like this is another tangent. I'm sorry, but Angry Joe like was all about videos about video games and movies, and then he started getting political, and then getting actually angry. Like the whole like angry bit was just a bit at the time, but now it's like he's actually like a lost. Like he's completely lost the plot. He's crazy, and I had to unsub from his stuff because it's like every time I go on, it's like anti-Elon, anti-Trump, anti-this, and he's like just angry, and it's just like it's just too much. And I feel like if we keep going this way with Asmon, I'm going to be in the same sentiment, same boat. And I want everybody to take what I say with a grain of salt, because like I'm mad over this. You guys probably don't think it's a big deal, but it just needed to be said, I guess, just for myself. And I needed to put this out there just so I can just let it out, because life hasn't been treating me well, and like if I let this shit fucking bottle up, it's gonna bother me. But yeah, just sad. It's sad when your heroes don't look. It's sad when he's not even a hero, but like it's sad when the people that you look up to have a disdain, or like have like I don't know, have that like disappointed like outlook on you. Like I don't know if I'm wording it right, but like I feel like he looks down upon me because I served in the military. That's what I get out of that, and it just sucks. Like, cause who would I go to? I'm not going to that terrorist who's I'm not going to that terrorist Hassan or whatever his name is. That's the only other person that's really big out here right now with like political stuff. And say hello to Baxter. He's over there on the bed. But yeah, it's like where do I go from here? It's like do I just go outside and touch grass? Like who wants to do that shit? Anyway, I'm going on and on. I haven't really streamed in a while, but if you guys want to check out my stuff on Twitch, I'm live sometimes. Who's your Marine Mac? I'll share the link for Asmon's video here. Hopefully if you guys can sit through it and watch the whole thing. I didn't watch the entire video. Once I hit that point, I felt like it was like, all right, I had to stop watching. But I'm sure I'll come around to watching it sooner or later. I'll watch the entire thing. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the point of this was. I'd like to have maybe a dialogue with Asmon, but let's be real, he's not going to talk to me. But hopefully somebody that is close to him can share a perspective of their military experience with him, because I'm sure that they would probably feel very similar to me. In fact, I'm trying to keep this video short, and we've been going on for 20 minutes now. But there is a lot of nuance to everyone's life, and I feel like when he generalizes everybody's military career or their service to just being a Hexeth fanboy, or like really what he's implying is that we're all meatheads and like just jocks and macho men. It's like that's not it, man. That's just not it. Because like if that's what you think, then how do you explain all the females in the military? If they don't have a dick, how do you explain them? But I don't know. Anyway, I'm Mike. Who's your Marine Mac? Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. If you guys didn't, then it's my fault. But yeah, feel free to check out what I do otherwise, and make sure you guys go check out Asmongold. Give his videos a like and a sub. For now, if he keeps it up with this military stuff, I don't know. We'll have to reconsider things. But for now, I think he's worth your time, and I think you guys should go check out his stuff. But that's all I got for you guys. Thanks for stopping in. Thanks for listening to me fucking complain and rant and ramble on. And hopefully you guys are having a great day. And hopefully we'll see you guys again. Till then, you guys stay safe and stay strapped. All right. You got anything, Baxter? No, he's done with you guys too. All right. See you guys.